Back 182, 1036.
Just 75 miles north, Trooper Terrence Shanigan is paying a visit and his respects to a local hero.
Well, he greets me now every time I show up.
Buddy the dog. Months ago, Buddy became an internet sensation when he helped Shanigan find a burning shed.
There was a frantic female voice on the other end of the phone telling me that there was a fire burning in the Caswell Lakes neighborhood. Well, that subdivision has about 75 miles of road. It's one of the largest residential areas in the state of Alaska. And that particular area, not all the roads are marked, and if you're not familiar with all of the streets, it can become pretty confusing. It was April, and it was on the later part of the evening between 8 and 10 p.m. So we didn't have much daylight. There's still a fair amount of snow on the ground, and the roads at that time of year are still pretty icy. And as I was going in, my GPS, which I was relying on at that time, just happened to lock up. I was told that not everybody had been confirmed out of the residence yet, and that there were injuries. You know, when people are caught inside, you don't get there quick enough. There's not much you can do.
In a situation where every second counts, Shanigan knows he can't afford to get lost looking for the residents.
I slowed down here, came to a stop, but as I came to this intersection right here, my temptation was to take the left-hand turn here, and instead I looked up this hill straight ahead of me, and I saw a shadow. Couldn't tell if it was a person, an animal, so rather than make any turns, I decided to go through that intersection and up a hill.
At this vital decision point, he hopes for any sign he's headed in the right direction.
So I came around this corner, and this is where in the video that Buddy actually is walking back towards my vehicle.
Shanigan knows this is the sign he needs.
And that's when I, at that point, started to follow the dog through this neighborhood. When I would slow down in the road, the dog would slow down and look over his shoulder and act as if he was trying to tell me, you need to speed up. And then once I would speed up, he'd continue to look forward. I was just using the dog's body language. This felt like he was at a place and I was looking for something. He turns right onto the street name that my dispatch gave me. At the very end of that street, as I pulled into the driveway, I could not see the flames that were burning until I actually pulled into the end of the driveway. There was a fully engulfed fire really close to the main residence of the house, and that fire had flames at least 50 feet to 75 feet in the air. The dog actually came around the front of my vehicle as I exited, and he nudged me with his nose, nudged the palm of my hand, and sort of kind of pushed me towards the house.
When Trooper Shanigan came up, I went over and started talking to him, and he asked if that was our dog, and he described it, and I said, well, yeah, that's Buddy.
And I said, hey, your dog guided me to the house.
And I thought, And he said, no, this is really what's happened. He led me all the way here.
While I was there, one of the firefighters on scene made mention that he was at a particular intersection, and the dog did the same thing with a fire truck.
Thanks to Buddy, troopers and the fire department respond in time to make sure everyone's safe and extinguish the inferno. For Buddy's owner, man's best friend has a whole new meaning.
I don't know what my dog did, but I ran outside and told him to go get help. But he just ran through the trees, and I guess he met Terrence at the hill by the four-way, and Terrence just followed, thinking it was someone running through the trees.
You always see dogs do cool things when they're trained in tricks. This was one of those spontaneous, untrained dogs doing something that was self-initiated, and I've never been personally involved with an animal that did something that to me was amazing like this.
In recognition of his accomplishment, the troopers award Buddy.
The plaque has the news release in it that the troopers put out the day before the award ceremony, and then you got a stainless steel bowl with the trooper emblem.
Buddy is now the famous German Shepherd who came to the rescue that night.
I consider my dog to be a hero. I really do.